Chapter 42. Responsibilities. Kara. I'm not an idiot. As much as I misinterpret what's going on, I do know when something is wrong. It's not a perfect system. I'm still getting used to it, but I am trying. Right now, though, I am certain of the issue before me. Blue's having a panic attack. He's shrinking back from the body on the table, trying to keep his breathing under control, but I can see the manic energy behind his eyes. I can almost hear the thundering of his heart in his chest. Blue? I hear my voice come out as a whisper, and though it wasn't my intention, it seems that I may as well have yelled it in Blue's ears, given how he flinches back and stares up at me. Stars, his eyes are so much worse when they're focused on me. I can practically see the flightiness in them, though his knees are locked to keep him from acting on the impulse. Distantly, I'm glad. I don't know how I would explain that to the teacher. Blue's not any better for being broken out of whatever internal monologue he was caught in. There's a haziness in his eyes that tells me he's not all here. He's being overwhelmed, and he's not processing anything about the room he's actually in. Still, his eyes are trained on me, and I decide to press the advantage where I have it. For him to come closer, not quite willing to use my voice in case it actually does spook him into running. Blue sees me and at least understands what I'm asking for, because he whimpers, but comes closer regardless, shaking his head and pressing his lips together to stave off any more noises. I pull him closer and hold him in a loose hug. He's trembling against me, and I have no idea how to handle this, let alone in front of my classmates. Blue, what's wrong? And isn't that just a stupid thing to ask? What's wrong? As though dissecting cadavers for a pop quiz is fine. It's probably freaking Blue out that they're dead pets and familiars. He won't stop looking at the cadaver on the table. His eyes are blown wide, and I can almost see him trying to retreat into his own mind. Yeah, don't look at that. It's a weak protest, but it's all I can manage. I reach my hand up to turn his head, at least cover his eyes from the sight, but he just flinches away. Blue? I try again. I'm worried I've misstepped, or maybe he's just hit his limit and the contact is doing more harm than good, but Blue actually speaks. Please don't. His voice is so quiet and broken that my chest aches. Blue, I don't know what to say to that. I don't even know how to begin to calm him or fix this scenario, as though it can be fixed. Please don't, sir. I'll be good. I'm good. He's quiet still. Nobody has noticed anything strange at our table, even as Blue gets down on his knees and throws himself around my legs. He's shaking so hard I think I can hear his teeth chattering. I was hoping he could just ignore what was happening in class. Just pass me things and pretend that what we are doing is normal, that this is okay. But it seems like it was too much to ask. He's shaking, and I'm pretty sure that he's not here right now. I don't think he understands what he's begging for. I'm not sure he knows where he is or with whom. Ooh, you're okay. You're okay. It's such a damn lie that it almost feels wrong to say. But Blue doesn't really seem to respond to it anyway. He flinches as I try to pet his hair, resuming his shaking, digging his fingers into my leg as though it will keep him more firmly anchored to the spot. Stars, I need to get his nails clipped. My brain unhelpfully supplies. Blue, I need you to let go, okay? You're hurting me. I try to speak soothingly and pry his hands from my legs, but he throws himself off of me in a rush that sends him smacking his head against the desk with a resounding thump. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. His hands rush behind his head, tending to the fresh wound, but also curling in on himself. There's whispering behind me, and I don't have to look around the room to realize that people are starting to take notice. Apparently, the noise was enough to attract their attention. I go down to one knee, and Blue doesn't so much let me touch him as not notice when I do. He's not bleeding, but he'll probably have a bruise. It's nothing too bad yet, but it could get worse if I can't distract my class from the spectacle we're making. Blue, you're fine. Come on, you're okay. It doesn't help. He's too far gone to respond to anything I'm saying. His breathing is ragged, and aside from the shaking, he's starting to break out in a sweat. I need to get him out of here. What's going on? I nearly have a heart attack at Professor Rotan's voice because I don't remember seeing him come over, but he's standing above us. Stars, what can I say to him? It's not exactly acceptable to just say that Blue's having a panic attack. No matter how loose he is with his own familiar, I can't trust that that kind of an explanation wouldn't be met with derision. Blue's in bad shape and needs to get out of here. That's the priority. I look back at him. He's squeezed himself into a tight ball against the desk, trembling and taking in every breath like it's a physical effort. His eyes are squeezed shut against everything in the room, and his face is starting to turn red. I say the only defensible thing that comes to mind. I think my familiar is having an allergic reaction. I say it as calmly as I dare. Blue does his part, blind and deaf to the world, continuing to struggle for breath, only letting out the softest whimpering. Really? Professor Rotan quirks his head, looking over Blue in a new light. He's not convinced, but he doesn't seem to think I'm lying. I don't know what else to say, sir. He's very short of breath, and he's breaking out into a sweat. I'm pretty sure he's allergic to the embalming fluid. I double down on my lie. It's a gamble, but I know it's not that uncommon. This chemical hasn't been widely used for a few years because it causes allergic reactions in a lot of people. Huh, that's too bad, he says, rather absently. At least he's taken my excuse at face value. Some of the other students have started to mumble bits and flashes of gossip that will be the talk of the school given a few hours, but I don't have the mind to listen. Sir, if I could take Blue out of here, maybe some fresh air would clear this up. I try to smile, as though Blue's just being silly with this, and all he really needs is a little time outside to clear the smell from his lungs. Oh, the exam's already started. I can't let you leave. Then again, Blue doesn't quite look strong enough to make it down to the care center on his own. He actually has the audacity to look torn up about this. If this were an actual reaction, I wonder if he'd treat it with this much flippancy, or if it's just because my familiar hasn't started turning blue yet. Yes, sir. I just think it would be better to get him out of here, I reiterate, and hope that I'm the only one who can hear the annoyance in my voice. It seems unfair that you don't have an assistant. I can have Tula assist you if you like, but that's, He halts his own line of thought before I do it for him. I don't care about having a stars-forsaken assistant. I just want Blue to be taken out of the room and given at least the barest illusion of being safe. I actually think I'm all right doing this assignment without an assistant. If I could ask that you let Blue wait somewhere without any of this smell? I try again, smile stretched so tightly over my face I am genuinely surprised that something doesn't break. I can't let you leave, but Tula can take him into my office, he suggests half-heartedly. I jump on the offer. Blue needs to get out of this room, and it's better for him to have another person with him to ground him. If not through this, then at least when he's coming down. He shouldn't have to deal with this alone. That would be perfect. It's not really. I'd rather take him out of here myself and hold him until he can breathe easy again, until he comes back to the world around him. But it's better than anything I can do for him here. Tula pops up out of nowhere, as seems to be her preferred method of travel. She takes Blue easily enough. Instead of trying to make him walk, she just pulls him up into her arms and carries him. I'm vaguely impressed that she's so much stronger than she looks. I follow, a little hesitant. I don't want Blue dropped or mishandled. She's not showing a lot of concern, and I don't really want to leave someone so stiff and reticent with Blue while he's in such an elevated state. Then again, I've never seen her show any type of emotion. Apparently, Tula's got a little alcove in the professor's office, just a natural curve in the wall that she seems to have claimed for herself. It's got a short wall of books and a complex-looking set of chemical instruments. There's a blanket laid down in between the two to mark the sovereign territory. She places Blue down in the middle of it all, and when Blue does nothing more than grasp weakly at the soft material, She goes to her knees behind him and starts running a hand through his hair. I can do nothing more than observe the scene for a solid minute. Tulla's antennae start to flicker aggressively, and though I can't see her eyes, I know she's looking directly at me. I can almost hear the questions on her lips. Why are you still here? It's a valid question. I've contributed nothing to this. She's good at this, and I'm curious if she's done it before. The question remains burning uncomfortable in my head. She's taking care of Blue just fine on her own. She didn't need my direction or input. I'm just drawing undue attention to them. I'm doing your job. Just go. I feel it like a kick in the chest because she's right. I'm not helping. I'm not doing anything right. I had to rely on the off chance that my professor would offer up his own familiar to take mine from the room. I can't protect him. You can't protect him. You put him in this position. Don't you dare feel sorry for yourself. That's the real kicker, isn't it? No matter what I do, no matter how nicely I change the packaging, I'm the reason Blue is in danger here. I put him in this position. He's not trained for what he's expected to do. He doesn't know the rules or the standards, and I expected it all to be fine because I had good intentions. I turn from the room, not willing to let my eyes stay on Blue's trembling form for another second. I did this. This is my fault. It's my responsibility to keep him safe. Back in the main room, people aren't chattering amongst themselves anymore, but I can feel their questions and theories, oppressive in the back of my mind. I numb myself to it and go back to my station.